if you look at all the things that they have that distract us, all the different things that are in the news constantly, whether it's the Diddy raid or fucking J-Lo and Ben Affleck are breaking up, and you're just getting force-fed all kinds of shit while the border is wide open, while they have apps where people can get flights.
The BP1 app.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That sounds like I had Chamath on. Do you know Chamath? I don't want to mispronounce his last name. I'll fuck it up. Brilliant, brilliant guy. And we were talking about how hard it was for his family to legally immigrate into this country and how difficult it was to get a visa. And I mean, this is a brilliant guy. He started Facebook. He was one of the original guys at Facebook. And he's this guy who did it the right way, and every step of the way there was this tremendous anxiety when he would go to get his visa renewed because he didn't know if he was going to get kicked out of the country because someone could arbitrarily go, no, not good enough, because he had to prove to be here that he has skills that an American doesn't have. Yeah. That he's a real expert in something.
I went down to the border I think it was about two years ago-ish, maybe a little longer, and I went down with Ed Calderon. And
I love Ed.
Yeah, what a great guy.
He's a great guy. I've had him on a couple times.
Yeah, that's where I found him. So thank you. So I went down to TJ with him, and this was like before it really hit the news cycle, and we walked into a migrant camp. There's probably a couple thousand migrants there, and so I yanked one of them out and interviewed him, and used Ed to help translate. And I mean, the guy's been sitting there for I think he was there with his wife and kids for 2 years. And I was like, why don't you just go across, dude? It's it's an honest question. Why don't you just go across? He said he wanted to do it the right way.
Wow.
He's like, I just want to do it the right way. And
oh my God.
He's running around with this little battery pack charging cell phones for 50 cents. And I'm just like, fuck it, hey man. Why don't they just? Because nobody's anti-immigration.
No,
not that I know of. And it's
we're
why don't you just unfuck
sneaking in?
Yeah, why don't you just unfuck the immigration process, and maybe we can get some more people in here quicker, legally. If you do that, and then we actually know who's coming in, and we have documentation of who they are, and
wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that's racist.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
and they want them to vote, which is even crazier. And they're pumping them out into swing states. It's so transparent. It's happening right in front of everybody's face, and it's a wild grab for power. And the only people talking about it are people like us, which is really crazy. The only people that are talking about it are people that aren't really connected to some sort of executive corporation, a bunch of producers, a bunch of people telling you what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not even something that, that right-wing news wants to discuss.
Good point. I mean, have you done any digging on who's coming across there? And
yeah. I talked to Dr. Phil about it. Dr. Phil did this big investigation. He's got his own network now, Merit Media. It's gotten so bad that Dr. Phil decided he has to start a network for news.
Good for him, man.
He's a great guy.
Good for him.
Great guy. But he was essentially, talking about how they really don't know how many people that are coming through that are criminals. They're dropping off their IDs on the Mexican side. They just get rid of their IDs so that when they cross over, they have nothing on them. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they've done. Gang members, cartel members, guys escaping Venezuelan prisons. No one knows.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get over here, and we'll give you an EBT card. We'll set you up. Go to New York City. They'll put you in a nice hotel. They give you free food. And meanwhile, there's poor people in Chicago that are like, what about us? What about American citizens that pay tax dollars? You guys don't give a fuck about us. You haven't done anything for us. Why? Because they know those people are going to vote Democrat. They know they already got them. They already got them. We've got those people. Statistically, they look at the numbers. Statistically, this has gone blue. We're fine.
Yeah,
we're good. Let's just get some people in them swing states, and
it's fucking scary, man. I mean, I've been diving into the border shit for quite a while, and ever since this Afghanistan withdrawal, that that was like a big I mean, that was just fucking.
Did you
horrible.
talk to Tim about that?
Tim
Kennedy when you had him on?
A little bit.
Dude, he told me some shit. He told me some shit that you can't imagine. Like, that guy saw so much overseas, and he said the worst things he ever saw was the Afghanistan pullout.
Dude, do you know who Tyler Andrew Vargas is?
No.
That's the one Marine that survived that big that suicide bombing at Abbey Gate.
Oh.
Abbey Gate it killed 13 Marines.
Yeah.
And so I called him. Well, everybody wanted him to come on the show, and I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get this fucking guy. Like, all the media, everybody wants him. And but I was like, all right, fine, I'll reach out. So hit him on the gram, and messaged right back, and he got in, and he's like, I'm so glad that you reached out to me. He's like, I was literally just praying with my fiance that you would reach out, because
wow.
he had just did an ABC Good Morning America interviewed for 7 hours. They released 5 seconds of that interview because it made the administration look so fucking bad. They wouldn't air it.
Wow.
So I got him on, kept getting dinged, by YouTube. They didn't like the real footage. Which was actually like from his cell phone that we do previews and shit. But man, like to have like his testimony about what happened that day, and then the care that afterwards, which was a fucking atrocious. Guy, I watched this guy. My studio's on the second story, and I watch a 23-year-old kid hobble up those fucking stairs with one leg, one arm, all kinds of shit going on in his intestines. I mean, I was like, man, what the fuck, man? This didn't even have to happen. They had the fucking guy in the sights. They could have killed him. And, nobody gave him permission. I guess, maybe I can't backseat quarterback it, but maybe they shouldn't have asked. Just eliminated him.
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, he's talking about, before we got into the actual incident, he was talking about, like moms trying to throw their babies over the wall and getting caught up in razor wire and just seeing a fucking baby dangle there by the leg.
Yeah.
That's, and there's like no, there's no repercussions for how that went down. The media just wants to fucking cover it up. And so I started digging deep, and I teamed up with the former CA targeter Sarah Adams, and then a really good friend of mine, Scott Mann.